Alright, I was actually going to just dig into my electronics box here, and I figured I'd turn the camera on in case anybody out there might be interested in it. What this is an aluminum box, not very expensive. It's sort of a suitcase type of thing. I got this from, I think, Harbor Freight for just a few bucks a long time ago. It was a silver, kind of an aluminum case, you see. I think it was designed to be a computer technician's toolbox. It's pretty cheap, but it's lasted me many years. I haven't abused it, but it's been used for sure. At some point, I got sick of walking around with a big silver case, so I just spray painted it black with some black Krylon or some black cheap paint, spray paint, and that's lasted pretty decent over the years. What I use this for, to have sort of the tools and the resources available for our electronic gear, support gear, I guess is the way to say it. So let's open it up. It's nothing more than a square case, and it originally had some sort of cardboard dividers that were basically garbage, so I removed those, but it did leave me with sort of a foam rubber, sort of the consistency of a mouse pad around the edges, and that's been fairly decent. And what we're looking at is just a box of support tools and gear that we take with us, and this has been looted quite a bit since the last time I used it. But if we go to a trade show and we're going to need to support our computers and our camcorders, then this is the box that we'll use to do that. And like I said, it's about time to go through and update this box. You know, we've learned a lot over the last couple of years, so I'm going to see what I have in here that might be worthless. To begin with, it has this sort of toolbox, tool panel that is supposed to be set up this way, but what I find is whenever I close the box with it this way, this stuff has a tendency to fall out. So I don't need it every minute of every day, so what I do is I put it in this way, and I just have to secure it with my finger down in there. But it's worked this way pretty well, and what this does is it keeps this stuff in place. But I'm going to start up here. In the back, I've just got a giant road atlas for the country, and I paid a whole $2 for this, and I don't know, it's just maps in case we go somewhere where we're not familiar. I don't really fly with this because it's got too many parts that are scary, I guess, so we end up taking this with us in the vehicles. This is just a piece of cardboard with some plastic around it. It's not really well made, but I can't complain too bad because, like I say, it's worked well for years. I don't take things in and out of here very often. Just starting over here, I've got a pen and some other pens. I've got some very heavy-duty type zip ties, which are handy when we need to make modifications in a hotel room or do something to rig up an antenna or whatever we might end up doing. I've got some snips and a couple of long nose pliers, flat nose pliers, wire cutters, a couple of different tweezers, conductive and plastic. Then I've got a hemostat here, surgical clamp. I've got a couple of these LED lights. This one I leave mounted on the thing, so if I'm using the kit, I've got this light up in the corner to just sort of stay in place and work. I've got a phone line. It was more important back in the days when we used modems. Just a 1/8" jack, a couple of screwdrivers, a plastic sort of knife thing, I guess, for defense or protection. Kind of pointless being in where it is, though. Got a file and a bunch of zip ties, and then sort of a neoprene thing that you would use for putting on a mag light to clamp it, but I just use it for other things, and right now I've got some LED lights clipped to it. And then I've got this, which is pretty handy, and this is a fiber optic thing. I wish I had a flashlight handy. I guess I do. This isn't for this flashlight, but if I turn the flashlight on and I had this over the cover, you can see that this is fiber optic, so it lets me get a light in where I might need it. It's made for a mini mag, but you can see it works just great with this Surefire as well, and it's just a length of plastic with a heat shrink on it. Real easy to make, but I bought this at a store one time for a couple of bucks, and it's handy when you're working on stuff and you need to see down inside of someplace. So digging into the toolbox itself, again, this was sort of designed to support us. A couple of guys in a hotel room keeping our laptops running, taking pictures and whatnot, and getting things up to the internet. So I've got a label maker. You know, it prints a fairly nice looking label, self-contained, and it's a source for some extra batteries. It holds a ton of batteries. I think it's like 12 batteries or something. So when this is full of batteries before the trip, if I run out of batteries somewhere else, it's a place I could sneak some batteries from. But it's just super handy for labeling wires. I can't imagine how many times I've used this thing. And they're cheap. They're like 30 bucks. Probably smaller now too. Just a wind-up type of watch. You can't always rely on battery power everywhere. I've got a USB hub. This one's not so great. It takes a power source, but I don't have a power source for it, so it's powering 4 devices off of one plug. Ideally, we'd use a powered one, and that's one of the things I'm removing this from the kit. I'm going to be putting a powered one in instead of this one. This is a capture device to help pull information or data from camcorders and different units into USB, and we use this for some of our remote cameras. There's a cell phone charger. It's always good to have a couple extras of those. This little guy allows you to broadcast from this typical 1/8" plug. You can plug this into an MP3 player or anything really, and then this will broadcast it to a radio frequency, and it takes one AAA battery. This battery's dead, and one of the other reasons I wanted to dig into this kit was to remove some of these old batteries because you know, I don't want them exploding in these devices. This is super handy though, and this one only cost a couple of dollars online a long time ago, and it allows you to go to any channel. A lot of these have a group of channels or a couple of 5 preset channels. This one allows you to go anywhere on the band, so this is super handy. Next up, I've got a selection of these PCMCIA cards, PC cards, and they all do different things. This one is a wireless LAN. This one is a RJ45 hardwire LAN. So these are networking cards. This one goes to an S-Video or to coax. So this is for pulling information from a TV channel using a computer as a television or a capture device. And then this one is a wireless internet card, which works with some cell phone signals out there and allows you to get wireless with a cell phone or with cell phone technology. So having a group of these is handy. The only different problem with these at this point is that I only have one laptop anymore that still uses PCMCIA format. So that form factor is being replaced by Bluetooth and stuff now. Keep digging into this corner. I have a couple of floppy disks, which are pointless. Definitely will be taking those out. Those used to be Windows 98 boot disks though. They were super handy back in the day. I've got a couple of lens wipes. Those are all over the place. I'll leave them in here. This is a bandana inside of a soft padded case, and then this is a USB hard drive, and this is basically just for backups. So while we're at an event, we can keep doing backups, and I'll probably replace that one with a newer USB 2, probably a lot larger. This is Bianchi nylon case with a digital camera in it. This is a Kodak C713, which is an okay camera. It just didn't have enough features that I want to use it as our main camera. So I keep it in here as a backup, and you know, if in case something happens, we've got a backup camera. It's always a good thing. It's a good quality camera, works well. Then we've got a charger for another camera, an older but smaller Canon ELPH. And this one uses rechargeable batteries, so there's 2 batteries in this case, and then that's the power or the charger. And this is probably going to come out of the case as well. It's just a little too old already. This one will stay in the case. The hard drive will come out and be replaced with a different hard drive. The cards, we still use that laptop, so I'll keep the cards. This is a scanner, just a radio police scanner, and programmable, 200 channels. It's nothing fancy. There's much larger ones out there available today, but it's small and it's super fun. When you're at let's say a hotel in Las Vegas, listening to the different security, listening to all the chatter. Really anywhere you go, you're going to find interesting chatter. It's also handy in an emergency to find out if there's weather situations or road closures or anything like that. Another digital storage type of thing. This is a little handy gizmo. You put a SD card in here, and then it's got USB here. So in case I didn't have a USB, or excuse me, in case I didn't have a card reader, this is a quick little card reader, thumb drive, and of course I'll keep that. Digging in, we've got a battery tester. This isn't the most sophisticated one, but it's very fast. Just make sure batteries are good before we throw them away or keep them. Just got an extension. Again, if you're plugging in something like that FM transmitter, this is just a quick way to give it some extra distance or better antenna. We got a pair of good scissors if I need to do some detail work. I got another set of hemostats. These must have fallen out of up here, or I didn't put them away when I last used them. So I'll just add those back up there. We got a multi-tester, good to have around. This one's not a super expensive one, but it's nice to have one that can do everything from big power down to small power. If you have power in a, if you have trouble with your outlets in a room or something, it's nice to have the ability to at least verify that. I keep a couple of crimpers with me. Some people might think this is overkill, and I normally have the tester for RJ45. A lot of times this is what you get in your hotel room, is the RJ45 sticking out onto the table, and if for whatever reasons that's broken and you can't get another room, it's silly to not have a crimper with you. Same with cable. This is more of a luxury, if the cable's not working in a room or something, we can do some quick rigging. So we've got the crimpers for the two different style of common cables, and then some of the connectors for both coax and for RJ45. And I would normally have the tester for that RJ45 too. I just happened to have looted that out of the bag. Got a set of Lineman Pliers, just good, strong, sturdy pliers that are insulated. Again, if we have to do some sort of electrical work, it's nice to have a couple of tools for that are more heavy duty. I've got some more fine tools in here as well. This wire is just RCA with an adapter to 1/8 inch. That's handy sometimes. Another extension. Got a couple of lengths of RJ45. We do that because in here there's a wireless router, a small one from D-Link, and its power supply. And again, if we go to a hotel room and we just have the one wire, but we got 6 laptops, it's nice to be able to split it up so that we can all share that internet connection. I keep an extra mouse in there, and this one, wow, this is old. This isn't even a USB mouse, so that'll come out. Another USB extension, and a couple more wires that help us pull from a camcorder into a camera or into another computer. This is just a carry strap. It's not a super heavy duty one, but this doesn't weigh too much, but just in case I want to sling it over my shoulder, I do keep a carry strap. There's a couple of D rings on the outside here that I could connect it to, and they're just fast metal clips, so real easy to take on and take off if I need it. And then I got a Wi-Fi detector. This would light up if there was a Wi-Fi signal. That's kind of obvious why we'd want that. This is a camera slash audio recorder, and again, just extra backup in case one of the other cameras fail. Digging in, we've got a small screwdriver set with a razor blade or two in there, another USB extension, and then a small toolkit. This was actually the kit when I went to my A+ class. It sort of was a bunch of cheap tools that I just sort of added to. And these aren't my best tools. I keep my better tools at home in my shop, but for carrying around, they work. And what they are is just some small screwdrivers, a little stubbier, larger screwdriver for sometimes on cases and things. You need a little bit more leverage than these small screwdrivers can offer. Just a couple of tweezer things for pulling out chips. I'm honestly never even used them, but they don't weigh much. This is just another small grabber, which is handy if you drop a screw somewhere. Another set of fine scissors, and just a quick crescent wrench there. A couple more cutters, and then some driver. There's a driver. Actually, it looks like I took the driver out of here. I've got a bunch of bits but no driver, so I'll have to replace a driver here someday. So anyway, that's another kind of a cheap, inexpensive, yet practical little toolkit. Kind of weighs a lot, so I probably could dig into that and do a better job. Just because it's not always, business, we like to play around a little bit. I bring a set of cards with me. I bring a set of dice, and then this really small little felt that I bought in Vegas one time. It lets you play blackjack on that side, or craps on this side. And we usually just buy like a couple of bags of M&Ms and use those as chips, or whatever colored candies to use as chips, and they work perfect on this small felt. Really helps pass the time, get our mind off of stuff if we got a problem, and it's nothing more than the piece of felt and a couple of dice, and then of course a set of cards is always fun to have. So anyway, that's our sort of support kit. We use this when again, we go out of town and we just we want to support our computers. We've done some really elaborate stuff with this kit before. We've got caught red-handed once, and never happened again. We've had hotel rooms where we had to borrow internet from next door, and we're able to pull right through the wall and create our own wires, and you know, we've rigged up networks and had a lot of fun. So anyway, it's not real heavy to bring around a kit like this, and it can be pretty useful. So this might have been 15 minutes of wasted time, but in case anyone was interested in the kind of support gear we carry around, this was our support gear. I'll do another video perhaps if this one is interesting. If people like this one, I'll do another one when I put this kit back together with the new gear that I add to it.